Today on People Now, this year's Sports Illustrated Swimsuit cover model revealed.
Tyra Banks talks to us behind the scenes at the surprise moment when she revealed the news to Danielle Herrington.
Shaun White finished as a top qualifier and is one step closer to getting back on an Olympic podium.
And we've got the snowboarding pro opening up about time off the slopes with his girlfriend.
Now, I thought I traveled a lot. Man, musicians, it's rough, but it's nice to not have somebody like, when are you coming home?
Tiffany Haddish dishing on the moment Beyonce stepped in when an actress got a little too friendly with Jay-Z at a party.
Find out what Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles reveals on Ellen.
Plus, Bachelor contestant Bekah M finally explains why her mom reported her missing. We'll explain that and break down last night's drama.
I haven't taken this decision lightly, and it's been really hard. I've had to reflect on this.
All today, live on People Now.
Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, and we are into day 5 of the Winter Games in Pyeongchang. Very excited. We're watching along. We're loving it. Now, we've seen incredible performances by American snowboarders Chloe Kim and Shaun White. So we wanted to know today, who is your favorite Winter Games athlete of all time? You can tweet us at People. Use the hashtag PeopleNow. But first, here's what you need to know and what is trending for today. Guys, get U.S. snowboarder Chloe Kim some ice cream and California pizza because that girl is a gold medalist. The 17-year-old Korean-American made history at the Pyeongchang Winter Games, becoming the youngest female snowboarder to take home the gold. She wowed the judges with her first run down the halfpipe, but it was her third run which earned her the biggest score of the competition, a near-perfect 98.25. Now, of course, Twitter cannot get enough of the young California native. Even Sesame Street showing her some love. Elmo is a fan, everybody. We didn't know. One Twitter user freaking out over Chloe's score in just her first run, making it almost impossible for competitors to top her throughout the rest of the runs. Yep. Give her the Meryl clap and point. Another person pointing out a very sweet moment with a perfect gift, saying when Chloe Kim's father, an immigrant, said that she was his American dream. Yep. Oh my goodness. It was too much to handle, kind of like Will Ferrell. Chloe's father has been her biggest support and is the reason she started snowboarding at just 4 years old. Now, of course, Chloe is also known for her hilarious tweets, saying that she was hangry after not finishing her breakfast sandwich shortly before competing for the gold. We love her around here. And Chloe's also known for her ever-changing hair colors, but she told us just a few weeks before heading to Pyeongchang that she was going to keep things simple for the Winter Games. Here's what she said.
It's actually gonna be blonde. I know, it's kind of lame, but I don't know, I feel like having colored hair is so high maintenance that I kind of want to keep the hair on my head, so I'm just gonna do what's easy and take care of it for a bit and then dye it again after the Olympics.
All right, from one U.S. snowboarding hero to the next, Shaun White absolutely dominated the men's snowboarding halfpipe qualifying round on Tuesday morning. White secured the top spot in tonight's finals with a near-perfect score of 98.50, proving the 31-year-old has still got it, and Twitter totally agrees. Josh using the rock gif saying, Shaun White right now. Come at me, bro. Another Twitter user saying, live look of Shaun White leaving the Phoenix Park halfpipe. He just blew it up. People just sat down with the 4-time snowboarding Olympian in Pyeongchang, South Korea, and asked him if we can expect one more go at the Winter Games after this.
We've talked about this potentially being my last, but I don't know. I mean, we talked about that at the last Olympics. So it's like time flies by, and as long as I'm motivated and feeling good about things, like I could continue on in the sport. I have this amazing life waiting for me no matter what happens. So I'm more happy and more motivated than ever just because I know it's a win-win. Yeah. So, yeah, but I want to win. So.
You gotta do it, Shaun. We're rooting for you. Now, the snowboarder usually keeps a pretty low profile when it comes to his personal life, but things are changing, and he's opening up about his musician girlfriend, Sarah Barthel, and explains why they are both on the same level.
You get somebody that understands what it's like to travel, you know, and to have to be on the road to do it. And I thought I traveled a lot. Man, musicians, it's rough, but it's nice to not have somebody like, when are you coming home? Like, they get it, you know, they understand being on the roads.
We're really pumped for him, and you can watch Shaun White's halfpipe finals tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Well, guys, it's official. Danielle Herrington is your Sports Illustrated Swimsuit issue cover girl. So who is she? Well, we're breaking down 3 things you need to know about the 24-year-old. Let's start from the beginning. Danielle may be Brooklyn-based these days, but she grew up in Compton, California, and had what she calls a pretty normal childhood, full of swimming, riding bikes, jumping on the trampoline. Models, guys, they are just like us. Same people. Instead of tapping a swimsuit issue regular, the editors of SI Swim went with Danielle, a newcomer, who was first featured as a rookie last year. You heard that right. Danielle started modeling when she was just 13, but her very first big photo shoot was actually for SI Swim as part of their 2017 rookie class. She says she was so nervous on set in Fiji, her knees were shaking, but I think it's safe to say that she did a great job. She had to, if she is now on the cover. And Danielle is following in the footsteps of her famous idol, 2-time cover star Tyra Banks. Danielle told Fox News last year that Tyra's Sports Illustrated covers were where it all started for her, and it was, quote, love at first sight. Seeing those is what made her want to pursue modeling, and Danielle says Sports Illustrated was a goal for her from that moment on. So happy to witness her dream coming true. And speaking of Tyra, SI actually recruited Tyra Banks to help surprise Danielle with that exciting news. We were there exclusively for that amazing moment, so stick around for that. Coming up in just a few minutes. Let's just say that she was fully overwhelmed.
It's very exciting for
really
her,
is.
especially since Tyra was her idol. All right, guys, we are checking back in on our question of the day. With all the very exciting Olympic performances going on, we've been asking you who's your favorite Winter Games athlete of all time.
Erica says, I have 2, Michelle Kwan and Mariah Nagasu.
Yeah, and Sam says she's all about Chloe Kim right now. Love her personality. She does have a really great personality.
I love the stars that emerge as the games kind of take place, and we get to really hone in on people that are doing really, really incredible things. It's so great, and she did great in that event. Now keep the comments coming in. We're going to check in with you again soon, but first, Andrea, more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, Jeremy, we are kicking off Star Treks with one tough mama. Jessica Alba is back after baby. The actress and entrepreneur shared this picture on Monday, positively glowing after a tough gym sesh, just 6 weeks after giving birth to her newborn son, Hayes. Now that's her trainer, Erin Hines, next to her, and the two are at Cycle House in LA. Now Jessica isn't gonna lie, she says in her caption, that ish was hard. But according to Erin, when he posted the same pic on his Instagram, she totally crushed it. We are not surprised. Now, Jessica was super active during her pregnancy with Hayes, often visiting Cycle House in the time leading up to his birth. But since Hayes made his debut, she's been taking it easy, spending some quality time relaxing and bonding with her new son, specifically binge-watching television, according to some of her recent posts. Now, we're very happy to see she's getting back out there, staying healthy for herself and her kids. We are proud of you, Jessica.
And I was thinking, how is this my life? I mean, all of my idols were in one room, and they were there for me and the open bar, and I had so much fun.
Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres is one lucky girl. She confirmed that she had a great time at her 60th birthday bash on her talk show and gave a recap of the star-studded party. Now, this included a lot of Don Julio tequila, dancing, and all of her famous friends asking her to introduce them to each other. Now, Ellen also took the opportunity to teach the audience members how to save money when planning a big event. Her biggest piece of advice? Invite your famous musician friends to your party so they can perform for you, duh. Ellen's Coachella-worthy roster of performances included rappers Pharrell and French Montana, Best New Artist Grammy winner Alicia Cara, and legendary singer Melissa Etheridge. That is star-studded. Ellen made sure to emphasize that they all performed free of charge, give or take the open bar. And if the stage could not get any hotter, Pink performed her hit single, What About Us, for the birthday girl. Ellen shared a clip from inside her party, which showed Pink serenading her with her powerful vocals while sipping on a glass of white wine in between verses. I think we're all having a serious case of FOMO here. Ellen gave all the credit to her wife, Portia de Rossi, for planning the once-in-a-lifetime event. She thanked Portia, calling it a party she would, quote, never forget, and that others who attended would never forget either. Now, to top off her thanks, she told her wife of over 9 years, I love you. Very sweet. And there is more.
I was going to stop playing the game 2 years ago. There was different things that had gone on in my life, my wife and I, and, you know, in my career as well, to where I lost the joy of the game.
Well, Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles went on The Ellen Show in his first interview since the Philadelphia Eagles' historic win. The 29-year-old revealed to Ellen he actually lost his love for the sport about 2 years ago. He explained that there were things happening in his career and marriage that almost made him quit, saying, quote, if I don't love this and it's not in my heart, I can't do this. Well, through it all, his wife Tori supported him and even wrote a letter encouraging him to get back in the game because he still had a lot left to give to the sport. After praying on it and making the decision to move forward, he started to feel the joy of football return. Now, I'm sure the Eagles are very thankful he was able to get his head back in the game. Foles revealed that he is still open to seeing what's next for his career, but for now, all he wants to do is be home with his wife, 7-month-old daughter, and their dog, Henry. Sounds wonderful. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
All right, guys, I love this story because it is totally trending and it's kind of hilarious.
It's
Funny
great.
girl Tiffany Haddish spilling everything about her run-in with Beyonce, and the details are pretty juicy.
Yeah, now, according to Haddish, Queen Bee was not impressed when an actress got a little too close to hubby Jay-Z during an after-party. Haddish revealing this to TV One's Uncensored. She says this: I was talking to Jay-Z for a little bit, and there was another actress that was there who was also talking to Jay-Z. The actress touched Jay-Z's chest, and Beyonce came walking up like, B, but she didn't say that. Her demeanor, her body, from the way she walked up on them said, get your hands off my man's chest.
I can hear Tiffany Haddish telling
and I
the
can
story.
see Beyonce walking up.
Okay, I obviously would not want to mess with Beyonce, but it seems like the girls' trip star had her friends back. Haddish telling Vulture back in January that she almost got in a fight with the handsy actress, and it ultimately led to this epic selfie.
Yeah, Haddish revealed to the publication that although she's not at liberty to say what really went down at the after party or who this actress was, Beyonce, quote, was just telling me to have a good time, and I said, I'm only gonna have fun if you take a selfie with me. So she said, okay, and then she buried her face in my wig. Pretty cool story behind the selfie. I'm glad we know
I love
the info.
it. The backstory makes that way more interesting. Now, of course, that selfie went viral. Here we are with the duo that we really never knew that we needed.
Well, we do need it.
So we thank you, Tiffany Haddish and Queen Bee. And now we move on to some Bachelor news. Watch this.
I mean, for one thing, I have been a fan of the show for years, and I've been saying for the past 3 or 4 years that I've just been telling all my family and friends, like, yeah, I'm gonna go on The Bachelor one day.
No matter who the guy was.
Well, I was hoping it would be Peter, but it ended up being Ari, so.
Oh, snap. Leave it to Bekah M to spill all the Bachelor Nation tea. The eliminated contestant opened up to Jimmy Kimmel for her first TV appearance post-Bachelor, admitting she was shocked by Monday night's elimination.
Yeah, she wasn't the only one. The fans were very surprised to see Bekah go. Now, she's been a front runner all season long, as well as a very memorable contestant due to her 14-year age gap with Ari, which we talked about.
Much talked about age gap, and people know her outside the Bachelor mansion, too. Bekah recently made headlines after being removed from a missing persons list in California. She set the record straight last night. Watch this.
Let me set the record straight. First of all,
Yes.
a lot of people thought I lied to my mother, saying that I was on a farm when I was actually on The Bachelor. But no, I had already been eliminated from the show. And I just decided to go up to the mountains with some friends for a couple of weeks. And I was there for 6 or 7 days without phone service, which I thought I was going to have phone service. And I told my mother that I would. And, you know, I just had this weird feeling on like the 6th or 7th day. I was like, I need to go home now. So I got in my car, drove to where I had service, called my parents, and then, yeah, come to find out, only 12 hours before, my mother had called the Humboldt Sheriff's Department saying that I was missing.
Can you imagine that phone call?
No.
It's crazy. Now, according to her mother's account, Martinez was allegedly planning to work on a marijuana farm in the area, but her mom could not get in touch with her. She then called the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office. They attempted to contact Bekah, couldn't get a response either. Poof, she's on the missing persons list. There you have it.
It's such a bizarre story, and many people have a lot of questions for Bekah about her current occupation on this supposed weed farm. She got real about those rumors, too. Watch.
To set the record straight, I'm not a weed farmer. I am still a nanny in LA, but
I
yes,
see.
my friends have a weed farm.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, when you're watching kids, you don't want to be known as the weed farmer. That's
All right, we're going to break down all the drama from last night's episode.
Yes.
Coming up with Kayla Quinn, a Bachelor Nation veteran and most loved alum, I think.
I think so.
right.
We were just going to say, yep. I agree.
First out of this, we just announced this year's Sports Illustrated Swimsuit issue cover girl. It's Danielle Herrington. Big congrats again to her. We were there exclusively just moments after it was revealed to her by Tyra Banks.
Yeah, the 24-year-old was just a rookie in last year's edition, and now she is showing the world what she's got.
That's right. Danielle becomes just the third African-American to appear on the cover, joining Tyra Banks in 1997 and Beyonce in 2005.
Yeah, so it only made sense that Tyra Banks revealed the huge news to the cover girl, completely surprising her.
Yeah, and right before the whole thing was revealed, we actually got to exclusively talk to Tyra about what Danielle is in for and how her life is about to change.
She is not going to understand the magnitude of change for her. Like, she is not gonna be able to walk down the street without being accosted with so much love and support and hugs. And back in my day, it was, can I have an autograph? Like, she's gonna have her selfie face on forever at all times in her sleep. It's truly gonna change for her. And it's really about her being focused and having goals and knowing what she wants and having an amazing team around her to help her get there, because whatever she wants, she can get if she has the focus and the drive to take this amazing opportunity to the next level.
Love hearing Tyra, and obviously this opportunity is going to skyrocket her career.
Yeah, we also asked Tyra what her one piece of advice is for Danielle as she goes into the next year. Here's what she said.
The biggest piece of advice I have for Danielle is, girl, don't forget where you came from. Remember your friends, remember home, remember, you know, home cooking. Remember all of those things that made you you, and bring all of that authenticity to your career in this next phase of your life and your fans, because they want who she is, not this thing. Like, I call it, there's a thing and then there's Danielle. And if she stays Danielle, like, her fame and her power will just continue to grow.
Now, of course, Tyra has been in Danielle's shoes before. Like we said, being the first African-American to ever land the SI Swim cover.
Yeah, here's how she described that giant moment in her life.
It catapulted me into, like, stratospheric levels of fame and success. You know, and this is before social media and everything. Like, the world was just so focused on that moment. It changed my life forever. I remember, like, being in the mall the day before my first cover came out, and then walking through the mall the day after, and it was completely different. Like, I could not walk without security. It was like a big, big deal.
Yeah, and now that Tyra Banks is a mom to an adorable 2-year-old son, we wanted to know how her view on the modeling industry has changed.
Being a mom and raising a son, I just don't want him to be a model. But actually, let me change that. Baby, I want you to model. I want you to get up and model every single day, because they rebel, right? They rebel. Yeah. I just think for guys, male model, like, where does that lead you? I don't know. I mean, with your female modeling, you're very successful. I mean, look at me and Heidi Klum and so many, you know, Claudia Schiffer and Cindy Crawford and Danielle Harrington soon. There's just so much future, and I just don't know what that would be for him. So model, baby, okay? Work the runway.
I like the reverse psychology approach.
Yeah, we'll see if that works.
We'll see if
She's just like, don't do it.
All right, you guys, stay with us. Bachelor Nation fans, who is ready for hometowns next week? We are, and we are breaking down Ari's road to the Final Four and last night's shocking eliminations.
Great Scott. Yes, it was a pun I was told I had to do. I apologize. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have touched down in Edinburgh, Scotland on their first official joint visit to the country. They greeted the crowds, met a Scottish pony, with Meghan keeping warm against what she called chilly weather with a green and blue tartan coat, which is probably going to sell out in about 2 minutes. We'll look for that. With more on the visit and the big wedding news, the palace dropped this week, is our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. All right, what do the lovebirds have planned for the rest of the day?
They've got a busy day. At Edinburgh Castle, they've just watched a 1 o'clock gun being fired inside the castle.
Oh, wow.
Then they're on to Social Bite in Newtown. It's a social enterprise cafe which gives away 100,000 items of food and hot drinks every year to Scotland's homeless people. It also employs staff who've had to deal with homelessness in the past.
They're doing a lot of good there,
They
obviously.
are,
A really
absolutely.
good cause for them to be
Yeah.
involved in.
Prince Harry and Meghan are following in the footsteps of both Leonardo DiCaprio and George Clooney on this one. The actors have stopped by Social Bite branches in the past. They'll finish up their day at the Palace of Holyrood House at a reception celebrating youth achievements. It's all part of Scotland's Year of Young People initiative, which is inspiring Scotland and the rest of the world through its young people with ideas, events and activities.
Great, seems like they're staying busy, doing some
Yeah,
good stuff
lots
there. Now,
going on.
Edinburgh is about 400 miles away from London, so it's likely that they'll spend Valentine's Day in Scotland. What do we think they'll do to celebrate? If we had to just sort of look in a crystal ball and drum it up.
There's no shortage of places to stay. The Queen has Balmoral Castle, which was originally a bit of a love nest for Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. And Prince Charles and Camilla have a bolt hole at Berkeley House. Last year, they reportedly celebrated the holiday very low-key at Kensington Palace.
All right, we'll see. We'll find out what they do. Meghan has actually shared her thoughts on Valentine's Day before. She wrote on her old lifestyle blog, The Tig, that she thinks everyone needs to be their own Valentine. I kind of like that.
I love this. I can totally relate. She wrote about running through the streets of New York, drinking pink cocktails, and wearing new shoes.
Who wouldn't love a day like
exactly.
that?
She said, quote, "Those shoes, by the way, were my gift to myself. Because I've worked hard, because I'm not going to wait for someone to buy me the things I covet, nor do I want to. And because I want to treat myself as well as I treat those dearest to me, because I am my own funny Valentine."
That tells me this Valentine's Day is going to be great, right?
It's
If
gonna
she
be
had
great.
that much fun then, she's going to really love it now. And since we're talking about love, I have to mention that Harry and Meghan made headlines yesterday, the palace revealing a whole bunch of details about their wedding day, which is, of course, on May 19th. Now, those familiar with that date are a little concerned, though. It's a big day in the world of soccer, or football, as of course the Brits call it, right?
Yeah, their wedding is the same date as the 2018 Football Association Cup Final, aka FA Cup Final.
Yeah.
Think Super Bowl here,
It's
Jeremy.
a very big deal.
Yeah, it garners up to 1 billion viewers around the world. That's a B.
Yeah, and so for those events to be so close, it could be a
It's
conflict.
the thing. Prince William is president of the Football Association, which means he usually attends and presents the trophy to the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Prince William likely acting as Prince Harry's best man, it's going to be a bit tricky for him to be in 2 places at once. I guess timing-wise, he might be able to present the trophy if he jumps in a helicopter over to Wembley Stadium, but he might miss some of the match.
All right, so we'll see how the timing works out. The
how it
helicopter is a
works
nice
out.
advantage.
It does
can
help.
work it all out.
Yeah.
If you're a football fan, don't worry though. William might not be there, but the wedding ceremony does begin early enough that there won't be an overlap between that coverage and the game, which starts at 5:30 p.m. UK time. Crisis averted here.
Yeah, you'll have plenty of
in terms of
time.
airing.
Yeah, you'll have plenty of time to watch both, just not attend both, especially if you don't have access to police escorts and helicopters.
I wonder how much overlap there is in the viewership, though. I think we might be talking about 2 different audiences here.
Not huge.
Back to the wedding, though. Royal watchers have pointed out one major way that Prince Harry and Meghan are going against tradition with this wedding. Let's talk about that, Imogen. What is it?
Okay, it's on a Saturday. Senior royal weddings like Will and Kate's are often held on weekdays, and Brits are given a bank holiday a day off. Here's the thing, by this point, Princess Kate will have had her baby and Prince Harry will be bumped down to 6th in line to the throne.
Right.
There's less pressure on Prince Harry and Meghan to be traditional.
They can have a little more fun with it. Maybe do their own thing.
There'll be fewer foreign dignitaries and politicians, more celebrities, so fun for us. There'll be no balcony kiss because the wedding is being held at Windsor, not in London.
Who cares about that?
Maybe we'll see one on their carriage ride, which they are doing.
The carriage ride's more romantic.
Well, yeah, in terms of the wedding dress, Meghan will have more leeway than Kate. She'll probably go for a British designer, but it's not as compulsory. And Meghan also won't have to be quite so traditional in terms of what she wears. She's on record as saying that she prefers wedding dresses that are, quote, whimsical or subtly romantic. We know she's a fan of Aly, Saab and Jane Mendel, so look, we'll see.
Yep, we'll be watching. All right, thank you so much, Imogen, for all the latest on the royal wedding, and to follow along with us on the big day, you can stay on People.com.
I haven't taken this decision lightly, and it's been really hard. I've had to reflect on this. I am confident in this decision, and Tia, will you accept this rose?
Yes.
Man, mic dropped in a Bachelor Nation shocker. Aly sends home 22-year-old Bekah M, which means we are that much closer to hometowns and discovering who receives that Neil Lane engagement ring. I personally cannot wait.
We all can't wait, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Here to break down all of last night's drama, tears, and truth bombs is season 20 Bachelor cast member Kayla Quinn. Happy to have you back, Kayla. How are you? With this amazing
coat.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's
my
Fashion
goodness.
Week in New York, so yeah, well, you are definitely looking fashionable.
And we've got our cute emojis ready.
Yes, we do. Now, who would have thought that Bekah M would have went home before hometowns? I certainly didn't. When Aly said Tia's name and kept her, how surprised were you?
I was shocked because there's always been that connection, but you know what? He finally made a decision and let her go.
Why do you think he ultimately let Bekah M go?
I think this whole entire time he said it there too, that he's been, really taking it seriously that she's young and that there's such an age gap.
The age thing did turn out to be a bigger deal than maybe we thought it was going to be. Twitter was very upset with Tia for meddling in the relationship, telling Aly Bekah wasn't ready for marriage. One user writing this, Tia, don't be this girl right now.
Yeah, another adding, okay, so I liked Tia up until now. Yeah, Kayla, should Tia have said anything to Aly?
I think normally you shouldn't say anything, but she came from such a genuine place that she cared about him, so I thought it was really good on her part.
You did?
Yeah, I thought it was a good call.
It was like one of those rare moments where it was maybe a good idea.
Yeah, because they
usually...
had that girl chat, and she really genuinely, like, was saying that she might not be ready.
Yeah. I think they all kind of feel like Bekah M was their younger sister.
Yeah.
You know, for
So
her.
look, Bekah, she was always a lively one of the bunch. She brought so much personality to the season. You tell me, is this the last we're going to see of her? Or
Of course
she's
not.
okay. The earrings alone. She doesn't have them on the show, but every time she does a media appearance, like we saw her on Kimmel, she had those great earrings, and then the missing person picture. She had like the feather earrings. She's got so much personality.
Yeah, well, Aly also sent home the lovely and beautiful Cien, leading to this painful breakup. Let's have a look.
And I feel like there isn't anything wrong with us. There isn't anything that stood out, you know? And I think that I just haven't felt things that I feel like I should be feeling at this moment, you know? I feel like we should be further along than this. And I just want to tell you that I can't give you the rose. And it's not anything that you did, or I'm just following my heart.
Just tears down the line here.
She seemed genuinely shocked about this elimination. You could tell she was really in her head. And you've been there. How hard is it to not be in your head in these situations? And is there that pressure to develop this connection so quickly?
There's so much pressure going on when you're in this moment, especially on one-on-one. So I really totally sympathize with her. You really just have to take a deep breath and be in the moment. But you know, I give Aly a lot of credit as a Bachelor. He sent more people home on one-on-ones than any other Bachelor, and it's because he really wants to make the most of the time when you just are the two of you.
Well, to that point, it seems like he took this week particularly seriously. Cien, Bekah M were mega frontrunners as far as the fans are concerned. Do you think that he made the right decisions? Is this feeling right to you?
I think his connections are just kind of all over the place. It changes.
They really are.
Seriously, week to week it changes, but you know, as long as he's true to his heart, that's all that matters.
All right.
Yeah, well, one decision was clearly made for him after Jacqueline took herself out of the competition. So let's have our Q-emojis ready. Take a look at...
Already know.
And I'm worried that I'm gonna end up in Scottsdale with you married and wonder how did I get here? This, we didn't have the base or the foundation.
You understand it doesn't have to happen right away, right?
I just know that there are women here that are completely confident, and I don't know. I don't know how to stay when that's the case.
I know you guys are shocked. I say good job, because if you're not feeling it, get out. I feel like a lot of them just stay in because they're on the show and everything.
It's really rare to see this kind of thing happen, removing yourself from the thing. This is, I think, full tilt when you get in your head about something. But what do you think about Jacqueline removing herself?
There is so much inner conflict here, but I really give her a lot of credit for stepping away. And, you know, I don't know, I just think it's the wrong move to compare yourself to other women, because a lot of these women get swept up in the moment, swept up in their emotions, and you really shouldn't compare how you're feeling to other women and then remove yourself. But at the end of the day, maybe she just didn't like him as much.
I guess so. And one thing I was just gonna say, generally speaking, as I was watching, we almost saw it there. She is the most effortless kisser of Aly of all the girls.
Yeah.
There she is. She just goes in for it and doesn't it seems so natural and uninhibited to her. I just think she was didn't want her parents on TV or something.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
She has some deep, dark secrets?
I don't know. I got to talk about this one-on-one with Lauren, though, because out of all the dates, he really laid it all out there with this one. Let's have our Q-emojis ready as we watch here.
I've just felt, some things that I haven't felt in a very, very long time. And if I was off or not myself and not put together, it's because I feel vulnerable with you. And to hear you say that you're falling for me makes me really, really happy. And I really do see something between us. I'm falling so deeply in love with you. It's crazy.
Okay,
there you go. Wait, what?
And the Academy Award goes to Aly.
Very dramatic.
Okay, this was so confusing. Maybe we're not seeing the whole picture, but the fact that he said he was falling in love with her, I mean, Twitter agrees that this whole thing was bizarre. This means fully captioning our confusion. Lauren, Aly, both, I'm falling in love with you. How surprising was this for you, Kayla? This was so weird.
I used the angry emoji because I'm just really frustrated at this situation. It felt like he was gonna break up with her. And then you could tell one of the producers was like, Aly, come over here. And so they pulled him aside, and I feel like they're really just leading Lauren B on to just build her up and then crush her heart so that she could become the Bachelorette, and they have this big sob story for next season.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think she's interesting enough to be on. And she's not open enough to be the Bachelorette.
I think, you know, America's ready for another wholesome girl, and so they've been, you know, all over the place with leads these days, and so I think they're ready for like a classic blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, not to say that Rachel wasn't wholesome, though. I mean,
Rachel's so wholesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and
but
she's very educated.
It's crazy that he walked away, and we were watching like, wait, is he conflicted? And then he comes back and confesses his love. It's like, why did he leave? And there was no explanation for why. Anyway, he was just so overwhelmed with love for her that he had to leave the room.
Yeah.
Looking at next week, we have quite an interesting Final Four. Bekah K, Lauren, Kendall, Tia. Who I don't know, who are you rooting for here? Is there an underdog going into this group? What are we feeling?
I think the underdog is Kendall. But you know what, their connection, you can't deny their connection, and it's really fun to see them together because she just makes him laugh, and he loves just like that sense of humor. But I think my front runner is Tia. I just think she's so, you know, ready for that
I like her too.
relationship.
Those two have the biggest personalities, so I would love to see either of them end up with him. But it's just weird. It doesn't seem like he really has that strong of connections with any of them.
Yeah, everybody's kind of come out of left field.
Yeah, whose hometown are you most excited to see?
I think Tia's. Who doesn't love Arkansas? She just keeps, when she talks about it just seems really hilarious.
Yeah, or Kendall's taxidermy.
The taxidermy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They teased it so well. Like, and I love what you're like. We were trying to predict if she would be on something in the future, and you're like, I don't know how many. If she's gonna be, would she be a good Bachelorette or not?
I don't know if they could get 30 guys to say like, I really want to sleep next to a stuffed animal every night. That would be a shocker to me.
Like an actually stuffed animal, not just like a cute little stuffed
And
animal.
I love you for that comment. Kayla Quinn, everybody.
Thank
you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
So good to talk to you as always. And make sure to tune into ABC's The Bachelorette, Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern, but you knew that.
And let's check in on our question of the day one last time. We're asking you who your favorite Winter Games athlete is of all time.
Lauren says, Christy Yamaguchi is my Winter Games hero. Always loved watching her skate.
Nice. Yeah. Do you have one?
I love Shaun White.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He's just so great. I just love everything.
Speaking of the Olympics, Aly Raisman posed nude for Sports Illustrated Swimsuit. And there she is, the new franchise in her own words. She had the phrases, trust yourself, live for you.
Yeah, so part of this whole franchise, and abuse is never okay, I believe, is on there as well.
Yeah.
The thing here that's going on, this is a new feature in the magazine, that several of the women are posing like this with different words in response to, in their own words, and writing words of empowerment, things that have meant something to them, and to frame themselves in a different way besides their bodies. So obviously a really big deal after everything that we've been going through, and for her to be a part of that with Larry Nassar, the events surrounding that, all those accusations, the abuse in Olympics and things like that. So one of many things we're looking forward to with this year's SI Swim. And guys, we're going to be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now. Come back at 8:30 a.m. Eastern for that. And coming up tomorrow, country singer Dylan Scott talking about how his hit song My Girl went #1 and gives a sneak peek of his favorite songs to cover. Plus, it's Valentine's Day, and some American Winter Game athletes are revealing who their celebrity crushes are.
Yeah, so excited for Valentine's Day. Thanks for watching.
Wait.
And for now, we leave you.
Kayla, are you excited for Valentine's Day?
I'm so excited for Valentine's Day. I mean,
but you're in a really happy relationship.
Or are you? I don't know. We don't know.
I am.
Yeah.
I'll confirm it.
It's exciting for people that are in relationships, but not so much for the single folks.
Are you hard to please on Valentine's Day? Like, do you expect a lot?
I don't. I just want to cook at home, but I think he's full of like surprises, so we'll see.
That's great. Well, keep us updated.
Sorry to put you on the spot. Wow, we got all kinds of things.
There you go. So now we leave you with one last thing from Spencer Pratt. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Hey, I'm Spencer Pratt, and this is One Last Thing. Last time I was starstruck was the other day at Sugarfish. I ran into Carly. I'm gonna say her last name wrong. We're gonna skip her last name, but she plays Darlene on Mr. Robot. She should win an Emmy. She's an incredible actress. And I gave her a crystal, interrupted her sushi lunch, and I said, this is supposed to be for you. The last song stuck in my head, which is a blessing, is Taylor Swift, Look What You Made Me Do.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
The last time I laughed so hard I cried was watching the Netflix Dave Chappelle special when he was talking about the president.